back to my channel. So I thought I was going to be done talking about Brianna Taylor, but there continues to be more information released in the case. Now, if you are interested in seeing this information, I recommend that you go to theofficertatum.com. You will get the full, I think, unredacted 40-page initial police report of the entire investigation. And now you will also see some additional information and photos that have now been released by the investigators. So let's talk about what has now come out. So as we had last known, not Jamarcus Glover, who was the boyfriend? The boyfriend that she was with in the house. My apologies, I cannot remember his name right now. But the boyfriend that she was with in the house the day that she got shot, initially he had told, well, I say initially, but when he was interrogated, he had told police that he shot first, okay? That is something that he admitted to. Now, I know that there was a lot of information out there going back and forth that the police were the ones that opened fire, but that was not true. If you read the police report in the interrogation, he admits to shooting the police first because he says he was scared and he didn't know what was going on. But now a new video has come out, and the video is actually from the scene the night of the incident, and he has a different story. I'm gonna roll that video so you can listen, and then we'll come back and talk about it.
At the door, she said, "Who is it?" And they just started shooting. No, we have 3 times police searches. This pocket's clean. There's somebody in there dead? Yeah, my girlfriend. It's her house.
This footage is from LMPD's internal investigation obtained by WDRB.
Where is she at in the apartment? She's on the ground. Where at? In the hallway. What kind of gun did she shoot? It's a regular 9mm. Did she shoot or you shoot it? It was her. She was scared.
Walker would later reverse this statement, saying he fired as police busted down the door, not knowing who was on the other side.
All right, so you just saw that video, you just heard that video, and if you didn't hear what he said, he told police that Brianna Taylor shot first. Now, one might ask, okay, going back to the original story that the media told you, that she was asleep in her bed quietly and the police came in there and shot her up. We know that that is not true, that she was not in her bed. I had on a previous video posted pictures of her bed, pictures taken at the scene of the crime, and if she was shot in her bed would have been covered in blood, which it was not, okay? So we know that she was not in her bed. But I find it very, very interesting now, okay, that they are releasing a video where he initially blamed her as the shooter. Because let's remember this. Brianna took something like 6 or 7 bullets to her, okay? I think only one of the bullets was a fatal shot and it killed her within seconds, okay? But the boyfriend that was there with her, that was standing next to her in the hallway, did not take one shot. Now, if you go back to the video that I posted before, which I will put a link in that below, you will see many, many pictures in that video of, again, the scene of the crime after the incident, showing that there were bullets in multiple places throughout the apartment. So I still find it very interesting that he did not, I believe his name is Jamarcus Glover, that he did not take one single bullet and Brianna took all the bullets. Now, if it is in fact true that she shot the gun first and they shot at her, that would make sense, okay? But the question remains is, why would he later turn around when he was being interrogated by the police and then say, no, I'm the one that shot first? That seems odd to me, because it would have been very convenient for him to stay with the story, unless they dusted her hands for gunpowder residue, which is a very typical procedure to do in a shooting, and saw that she actually didn't have any gunpowder residue on her hands, that he had gunpowder residue on his hands from the actual gun, which I believe was a 9mm that shot Officer Chauvin in the leg. So it is very, very interesting. Now, we can go back and forth on this or that, but what I want you guys to realize is if this doesn't teach you anything, let it teach you this. You cannot trust the media. This is a game changer, you guys. The fact that we are now seeing a video where he is stating in the beginning that she shot the gun, then he turns around and says he shot the gun, then the media told us that she was asleep in her bed and we find out that is not the truth, okay? You have to understand, you cannot trust what the media is telling you. This is why it's so important to wait for documents such as these to come out, and so you can read for yourself the information so that you can come to your own conclusion. And even though we're now seeing these documents, there's still a lot of questions. Do I believe the police know the full story? Yes, I do. Do I believe that the police gave the family a payout just to say, listen, we're not admitting fault and we're not, saying anything, but we're going to give you a payout? I heard it's pretty typical actually for police departments to do a payout when there is like a death situation to the family. That's not a very uncommon thing, but I truly believe that they know exactly what the full story is. I think slowly but surely we will definitely find out what the full story is, but I think that there is a narrative that is trying to be pushed here, and they're not going to let it all come out now because it would destroy everything that they have been creating around, this Brianna Taylor case. And when I say they, I mean the left-wing media has been creating over this Brianna Taylor case, okay? The other thing that was brought up last night, I was on somebody's live on my Instagram, and one of the comments was, can you guys talk about the Jonathan Price shooting that happened in Denton, Texas, close to where I live. And I personally haven't made a video about that because we have not seen a lot of information come out. Now, Jonathan Price was a black man. He apparently was breaking up a physical altercation or a domestic violence dispute, and he got shot by the police. Okay, that's the story that we know so far. However, we don't know all the other details. We don't know all the other important details, like who made the call to 911. What was Mr. Price doing when he got there? What was his demeanor? Okay, a very interesting point was brought up where it was actually a black police officer said, have you noticed that Black Lives Matter hasn't talked about Jonathan Price very, very much? And that is because if you go on Jonathan Price's Facebook page, he was very pro-police and he was against Black Lives Matter. Okay, now keep in mind, he was a black man, but he was not for Black Lives Matter. He was very pro-police. So what we do know about Black Lives Matter is they only support people who support their movement, okay? We learned this when Burnell Trammell got shot in Milwaukee. He was a black man, but he was a Trump supporter, so Black Lives Matter did not want to give his case any attention whatsoever, okay? So we know this about Black Lives Matter, that they only support people that will help further their agenda, okay? They never give any attention to all the black babies shot in Chicago. They don't care about that, okay? You need to be a black man shot by a white police officer, and that is and you have to be pro-BLM, okay? And that is the criteria that you need to meet in order for them to give you attention. They don't care about all black lives. They care about certain black lives. So that is why myself and many of us have not spoken out about Jonathan Price, because we do not know the full story. So I can't have a opinion about it. I can't have a reaction about it until I have all the evidence. So I'm patiently waiting on that evidence to surface and to come out. But nonetheless, in regards to Brianna Taylor, I am sure we are going to see more and more information come out. In fact, I'm going to post a picture up of here of a side-by-side. I want you to see the picture that the media put out there, the picture of her in her EMT uniform, looking very professional. And we all know she was an EMT, okay? But some of you may not know, because if you didn't read the documents, you wouldn't know that she got fired from being an EMT because she rented a car for her boyfriend, and he used it to commit a homicide, and they found the dead body in the car that she rented. So in order to, not go to jail, she basically had to, cooperate with the police, and the city made her stepped down from her position as an EMT. Okay, so that's the real reason why she's no longer an EMT. But when the media portrays a lot of these people, they put out this photo of them, you know, that's them look, you know, in a suit, or a picture of them when they were like 5. You know, they don't put up the real picture of them. So I want to put up a real picture of who Brianna Taylor, or part of Brianna Taylor's persona, was. Okay. And you will see in this picture that she is sitting there on the lap of her boyfriend, the one that she was in the apartment with that night, who we all thought was kind of innocent, but now we're slowly finding out that he isn't. And they're holding guns, and they are taking pictures with weed. These are pictures that were taken straight from the police report. They were removed from the cell phone, I believe. They were found on the cell phone. So it just shows, okay, that she wasn't this innocent girl. And mind you, a lot of you people who don't know any better might say, well, you know, having guns is legal. And, you know, Monique, I follow you on Instagram, and I've seen you take pictures of your guns. Correct, you have. However, if you have a legal right to own a gun, you would know that if you also post a picture of illegal drugs in the picture of you holding that gun, or you are under the influence of illegal drugs while you have that gun, or you were under the influence of drugs while you obtained the license to have that gun, it is no longer a legal weapon. Just like if you use your legal gun to commit a crime, it is no longer a legal gun. So what you guys need to know is the law, okay? Because that seems to be the missing piece all the time, is nobody knows the law. They go off their feelings. They go off their feelings. So the media knows you go off your feelings. So they show you a picture of her in her EMT uniform, holding a bouquet of flowers, nice hair, okay? What they don't show you is the picture of her holding a weapon and posing with bags and bags of weed, okay? I'm sorry to put it to you like that, but that's the reality. And a lot of people aren't going to say, the more information and photos come out, they're going to slowly kind of back away from it, because they're not going to have much to say about it, okay? But it's okay to admit you were wrong. It's okay that you were too quick to jump to judgment. I'm not going to come after you for that. In fact, I would respect you if you said, hey, listen, everything that's come out now, it's kind of a game changer, and it is changing my mind. I would 1000% respect anybody that would be willing to admit that they were quick to rush to judgment, you know, on this case or any other case for that matter. But, you know, I will continue, you know, I keep saying this is going to be my last video, but they continue to come out with information. So I'll continue to keep you guys abreast of the information that I find. But again, don't forget to go to theofficertatum.com. He has a full section just on Brianna Taylor. You can find all this information if you want to find it. If you don't want to find it, you want to remain in the dark, you want to remain ignorant, that's your choice, that's your right. Okay? Let me know what you think in the comments box below. Did you see the video? Did you read the documents? Has this changed your mind at all? Again, I want to make it clear. Nothing I ever say means that her death was justified. What I am justifying is the action of the police because of their actions, okay? Not the selling drugs part, okay? Because she sold drugs, excuse me, she sold drugs, or was a part of the selling of the drugs in one way or another. They had a warrant to be at her house. They were serving the warrant legally. When they came in the house, somebody shot at the police and they had to return fire. That is all legal, okay? She didn't have to die. None of that had to happen. Same thing with George Floyd. He didn't have to die. None of that had to happen. I am never, ever, ever saying that somebody or anybody deserves to die. I am just saying that when you don't behave lawfully when it comes to the police, you are putting yourself in a bad situation, and whatever comes at you, you know, can be something tragic. And it is tragic. So let me know what you think in the comments box below. Give this video a like, share this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit the bell notifications so you get notified when I drop another video. Thank you guys so much. Bye-bye.